Alright, welcome back to our next piece, Go Tell Aunt Rhody. So we have our lyrics in our handbook, and there's some ducks, because as you see, there will be some ducks in this song. Alright, so first, let's just sing it together. Go tell Aunt Rhody, go and tell her now. Tell her the ducks and geese have left the shed. Tell her the fox has seen them running. Now there are feathers everywhere. Go tell Aunt Rhody, go and tell her now. Tell her the ducks and geese have left the shed. Alright, great. So first, let's take a look. Who wrote this song? We can see it says folk song. So like I said before, a folk song is just something that's passed down from generation to generation. And nobody knows the author because it's been passed down so often. Alright, so can you guess what bow stroke that we have in this piece? We had staccato in Song of the Wind last. We used détaché in Twinkle Little Star. And in O Come Little Children, we started using legato. Alright, this bow stroke is is very similar to the one in Twinkle Little Star. So let's use the page 3 Red Panda book détaché bowing. So if we did our exercises, let me grab my bow. We're going to do our elevators. And then I need to get my bow straighter. 7, and you can do these at the same time. 8, 9, 10, and our pinky taps. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let me grab the coin for coin toss. And my violin. Okay, so now I'm going to put the coin on my wrist. And let's say, for instance, my violin case is behind me about 1 to 2 feet opened. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Good, so it landed right behind me. We're going to do an upside down bow, but let's wait to do that until after we learn the song. Okay, so just like in Lightly Row, there were times where we played a note and it stayed the same. So in this song, we're looking right off the bat for notes that are same and notes that are different. So the beginning, da, da, da. I ask students, what are the first 2 notes, same or different? Different lengths, but they're the same note. Also, so Twinkle Little Star starts on the A string, Lightly Row starts on the E, Song of the Wind starts on the A string, and now we have Go Tell Aunt Rhody. It actually starts on 2nd finger on the A string. So we can play the beginning together. Go tell. Alright, what is the next thing happening? Go tell Aunt. Did I go up or down? Go tell Aunt. You can even see my mouth, and maybe yours as well if you look in a mirror. It's going down on its own. Go tell Aunt Rhody. And is it going down by a step or a skip? Go tell Aunt. It's pretty easy to find that note. So I would guess it is probably a step. A skip would also sound like this. Da, 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 or. And that's different from go tell Aunt. So if I am ascending when I put my fingers on the string, right? Remember? A, B, C, D. So I'm going to start on C. Go tell. What is lower than C? Just think of the alphabet. B, first finger. A, road. I went even lower. What's lower than B? 1 step. A, Rhody. Good, so that's the beginning. Why don't you practice it again? Go tell Aunt Rhody. Alright, so now we're on this open A. Go. Did I go up or down? Stepping or skipping? Rhody. Go. First finger. And tell her now. So you're right, I went up by steps and then I went down. So we're here on the A string. Tell her now. And now to tell, now tell. That's a pretty big skip. Let's see, have we played any skips like that before? Now tell, twinkle little star, A, E, E. So let's skip all the way to the E string. Now tell her, and that was the same note repeated. Tell her the. So we did this in twinkle as well. What do we do when we have to go down by a step from open E string? Well, let's think of the letters on the violin fingerboard. A, B, C, D, E. What letter in the alphabet comes right before E? D. So D is third finger on A. Kind of a tricky concept. So now we're going to go tell her D. The ducks and geese have left the shed. So, one thing that a lot of students and teachers do are they write down the finger numbers for a song, and this is good for the parents to have as like a reference guide so the parents can help them come to a good conclusion. Another thing is that students will see a video online and just copy the fingerings. But both of these things leave the student stuck at another point in the books. So just because the student might not be stuck right now in this song because they're working out a way to get it, doesn't mean that when they're going to be in perpetual motion, minuet 1, Gossip Gavotte at the end, that they're going to come into some hang-ups because they're not going to be able to use their ears like they could. Another thing is that parents sympathize with their kids, and I totally get it. I would do this as well. And this is hard. It's not easy. But their ears are so much different from yours. They're open, their brains are like sponges still, and they'll say this is hard, but it's not as hard as it would be for an adult. Just like it's harder for an adult to learn a new language than a child, it's harder for an adult to play by ear as an adult than it is for a child. So keep that in mind and take small breaks if you have to. Go Talent Rhody is such a great song for your ear training. Let me know if you want me to continue going through this piece note by note so we can figure it out by ear together, but this is also something we do in the lessons. Alright, so we haven't talked about what kind of sandwich Go Talent Rhody makes. So this one is actually your normal sandwich, but the cheeses are a little bit different. So here's the bread. Let me just play it on my violin. Go tell Aunt Rhody, go and tell her now. Tell her the ducks and geese have left the shed. Now we have our cheddar cheese. Tell her the fox has seen them running. Swiss cheese. Now there are feathers everywhere. Bread. Go tell Aunt Rhody, go and tell her now. Tell her the ducks and geese have left the shed. So, your child has all the tools they need to figure this out by ear. The best thing to do is be singing. You should have been listening to your CD for weeks before this, so if you just started listening today, it is going to take a bit longer, but that's okay. And so figure out, you'll do this in your lesson, figure out how the cheddar and how the Swiss cheese are different. You may want to rewind the video so that you can see, oh, I hear. It's only a couple notes at the end. Alright, good luck with Go Talent Rhody, and I can't wait to hear it.